The podcast you are about to listen to is one of the many podcasts that is part of the College Huddle, the largest fan-led college sports podcast community on the internet. Fan-made, fan-driven, and fan-fueled. The College Huddle.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free!
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, I got shoved up, I got shoved, right?
What is up, Spartans fans? Episode 45 of the Spartan Savants coming to you after a football victory, basketball loss, lots to get into. We talk about the Memphis basketball game that the Spartans had. We'll recap the Purdue football victory, preview the upcoming Rutgers game, and have the normal segments of Miss the Vis and picks. Willie, of course, here, joined by Nikki and Trav. I've got a pretty good idea of the tone of this episode's going to be, but as always, I'll check in with you guys. Nikki, how are you doing?
Bad. Next question.
Travis?
Yeah, if you've been watching our podcast since the early days or listening to it since the early days, you know how this episode goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's it's one of those weeks where it's tough to be a Michigan State Spartans fan.
Been a lot of those lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just jump right into the Memphis game that Michigan State just played Memphis earlier today, the Maui Invitational, a couple hours ago. Michigan State took the 71-63 loss. I don't know. It's an early loss. Michigan State got outplayed. Memphis hit threes like you wouldn't believe. I think my biggest thing is like Booker 0 points. Akins 12 points. Just one of those this is not going to cut it type of performances from those two guys. Richardson at 18 points. So he keeps on playing well, but I know you guys didn't get to see much of, if any, of the game. But it was just the classic Michigan State basketball. I mean, the threes were not going in. We were 7 for 20, so not the worst.
That's improvement. That's
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I saw bits and pieces and mostly in the first half, and we looked good whenever I saw it. So I wasn't that. I saw we lost, and I was just annoyed, but I'm not super down on the team right now just because I didn't see much of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm kind of in between. I'm really sick and tired of waiting on Booker. I think is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
0 points is just obviously not gonna get it done.
Really, really bad decision to me at the end. With he had a rebound where he could have put it up for a layup when we were trying to come back. He kicked it out to somebody on the perimeter, and it just sailed out of bounds. So
yeah,
that's not what you want to see out of that.
Yeah, kind of one of those games. I mean, we turned the ball over quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, they made some big shots.
Ooh, only 5 fast break points. That's not a winning recipe for an Izzo team.
No,
yeah.
No, it's kind of a sloppy game, in all honesty. It's just one of those games. I didn't think it's a fairly big game. I mean, Memphis is unranked, but they're a pretty well respected team. It just kind of feels like
they're gonna be ranked.
Yeah, they're gonna be ranked.
Yeah. Just kind of feels like we just kind of laid an egg again. I mean, we were in it, like you said, Nick. It was pretty tight, pretty back and forth for the first half. Then it's like I blinked and we were down 8, and then it kind of just stayed that way for the rest of the game.
I feel like their guards just have more firepower. It's I don't know another way to put that. It's
yeah, I mean, their guards played really well in versus Connecticut too. I mean, that was
well, they both have power conference experience with the. I think Haggerty was at TCU and Hunter was at Iowa State and then Texas. So
yeah,
that helps a lot. Hunter's been a scorer everywhere he's been, so that's not a surprise at all.
Yep, and those are their two leading scorers. I mean, they made some shots where Izzo was just kind of put his hands in the air, like, what? I mean, there's nothing we can do. Like they had a 4-point play late in the second half. It just was like kind of started to feel like one of those games. Like no matter what Michigan State does, it wasn't going to be enough.
Middle Tennessee 2016.
Right? Yeah. It was. Yeah, certainly.
Sorry
to that. But yeah, I mean, I guess Michigan State will play the loser of. I don't even know.
It's
Loser of North Carolina,
Auburn and North Carolina. Yeah,
a pretty
another
big
ranked
game.
team. Yeah,
Those are both in the top 10.
Yep. So that'll give Michigan State a quality opponent in the next game. Hopefully they can rebound. I saw Connecticut went down to Colorado.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, on the bright side, we looked pretty good against Colorado.
We did. I thought that was a clean
you hit
game.
Some threes. Yeah. You start hitting threes. That's a 30-point win instead of a 16-point win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you can say that about like every game we've had the last 2 years.
I know, but this is against a power conference team and not against like a Samford or a Bowling Green or something like that.
Yeah, it feels like if Michigan State could just find a way to shoot 40% from threes in a lot of these games, they would be winning them by a lot more, or they'd be right in them. Like if we made two more threes, we would have lost by 2. So, I mean, the margin is.
So you're saying we need 3 more threes,
right? Yeah. But I mean, it's like you see 8 points, but you're like, that was. I mean, the margin is closer than it would seem. That's where like Booker has got to start knocking down shots. We need Akins to be better. He did not make any threes. Oh, he made 2. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I saw something about him making threes. I don't know.
2 for 6. But yeah, I mean, it was. It's an early year loss. I mean, I don't think there's much to take away from it. I think that we've just got to hit more shots. I don't even think defensively we necessarily played bad. I think they hit some pretty crazy shots.
This team's been pretty good defensively.
Yeah, we out rebounded them.
Kind of back to the roots, the way we used to play a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Definitely a more fun team to watch than the last year or 2.
I agree. I think they'll be all right. But we'll see. It's early.
In 2 months, I could be thinking wildly different things.
Right. Yeah.
Just ride Jace Richardson all the way.
Yeah, they might have to. It's starting to look like that at least.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yes, really impressive so far. Another big night today. 25 minutes, 18 points. The only person that played more was Kohler, with 28 minutes. So yeah, I mean, we'll see tomorrow.
Been impressive too.
Yeah. I've been pleased with Kohler. Actually, most guys are playing fine. I think Akins is really the guy that we'd like to get going. 12 points, 5 rebounds.
We need shots to
terrible.
fall. Yeah.
But he's got to start knocking some shots down for sure. They just looked a little sloppy tonight. They looked a little out of sorts. Lots of dribbling.
Spartans.
The sloppy Spartans. Yep.
7-seed Spartans.
Yes, that's right. It feels like trending that way. Yeah.
What big team are they going to lose to this year?
Rematch with Memphis. Yeah.
A brand new, fresh opportunity to lose another big one tomorrow versus a ranked team.
It'll
but
be
yeah,
a future win and a legendary coach's resume.
Right. Yeah. Just to move on to another sloppy Spartans performance.
Oh boy.
Spartans took down Purdue 24-17 this past Friday in East Lansing. I thought the first half was fine. I mean, they put up 24 points in the first half. They looked all right. It was the second half that really got us in trouble. And all of a sudden it was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. And I was telling Nick before the show, like if if Michigan State just finds a way to win that game 38-17 and just puts up 14 points in the fourth quarter or even the second half, I think fans would feel a lot better. But the fact that it was a one possession game, Purdue had the ball late with a chance to win, I think makes it really tough to be happy about that. Childs was not great, no turnovers, but 15 of 31 for 159 yards, 2 TDs. They ran the ball pretty well. I mean, Lynch Adams had 18 carries for 85 yards. Nate Carter didn't do much on the ground, but he did catch a touchdown. Childs ran for 26 yards. So not the worst day. It just I think that we were all hoping for a little bit better. Nick, do you have any thoughts on that on the Purdue game?
I mean, I don't know.
Great start.
Michigan State football is like the least pleasurable thing in the world.
I agree.
Oh God, that game was. I'll shout out Donovan Riley. I watched the game with him. I had fun with that. Great guy, loyal listener of the podcast.
He is.
Fellow Spartan.
He said we have the perfect podcast setup.
Is like allergic to winning. It feels like we wanted to lose that game so bad.
We did. We truly did. That's so true.
I mean, we should have, honestly.
We
can fake drop passes for a win.
Like the only positive of that is that we didn't lose, which in the past few years we definitely would have lost that game. So I guess that's improvement. But is it even improvement? Purdue is so bad. They're 1-10. They got blown out by Oregon State. They are so bad. They are.
Oh no, they're going to be after us again. Yeah.
That muffed punt or whatever. What the hell were they thinking? Those guys are horrible, and they almost beat us.
They did.
It's like it. I was telling Winston earlier. It's not even like we're a football. Like the last few years, it's like we're not even a football team. It's like we're just a bunch of kids. I thought maybe just me getting older, but then I put on Ohio State or even Army or Boise State, Notre Dame.
Right.
Those are just people playing football. This team just seems like one bad thing happens and they just seem like, oh man, and we're here again. It seems like such. Oh God, it's just so sad. But what happened to this great program we once had? What happened in the past 10 years? That made us not even go to we're not even relevant. We're relevantly not good. It's a thing how not good we are.
No, I agree. The only thing that really even keeps us remotely relevant is the fact that we're in the Big Ten. If we were not in the Big Ten, who would give a shit about Michigan State football?
And that we're bad. Oh, look at all these guys. Oh, look, it's like another good school like Bama is oh, we signed this 3-star recruit. Oh, I guess he was committed to Michigan State. I guess he's okay. That's what we are. We're just a team that has other teams' lower recruits switch to them. That's what it feels like. I might as well just get it out here. I am so mad about the Jace Clarizo thing. I have not been. I didn't sleep because of it. I have been just looking.
That's a tough one.
I've just been stewing in sadness and just hope, depression. It's a 17-year-old should not make me feel like this.
No, probably not.
Such an indictment on the staff. This whole I'm still in on Jonathan Smith, but if we don't win on Friday or on Saturday, I mean, shit, might as well be Friday. But if we don't win on Saturday, this year has been an F. It's been a complete, total failure, and I don't see how anyone could just not. And I think it could still be good, big offseason for them, but we just have to win. I know we're not there yet, but at this point of the season, it's just come down to how are we going to win on Saturday?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Barring any kind of
I don't know.
Crazy off-season recruiting moves or transfer portal moves, if they lose on Saturday, it's going to be tough grade for Jonathan Smith in his first year. But still some time.
Travis hasn't talked yet, so
Yep,
Yeah,
that was
what-
going to go.
What
Travis,
the hell am I supposed to say after that? Anything I say is going to look like MSU's offense in the second half.
anything to add on the Purdue game?
I guess like my thing was like after the game, I was like, okay, we won, but what the hell was that? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like you said, we the first half we looked we didn't look perfect, but we looked like we were definitely the better team. Like we should have been, like we should have the entire time. Like we were about to blow them out, and you went in at halftime thinking, okay, one more score, we can cruise this thing out. They've got nothing against us, and then we just completely laid an egg in the second half.
Yeah.
Can't stop that tight end. I mean, we got all those
night.
all those defensive backs were out, so that didn't help.
Yeah.
But I remember I remember there was one specific play in the second half. I think it was 3rd and 10, and I turned to my cousin and I go, watch. Or I said they better not drop Cal Halliday in coverage. And I go, watch, 27 right there. He drops into coverage about 3 yards short of the sticks. Clearly was supposed to be covering the sticks, and they beat him for a first down.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't like singling out players and stuff for, especially after a win for something like that. But we should have lost that game. Like that. It was like I said, we could thank drop passes. They had a wide open touchdown that just went off the guy's hands that would have tied the game. And if that ends up being a touchdown, the way that the attitude of the way things have gone this year, not necessarily the attitude, but the way things have gone this year when things like that happen, that's usually a loss. And we'd be staring at another 4-8, 5-7 season. Still might be 5-7. Who knows? But I think Nikki's exactly correct. The goal this year should have been to become bowl eligible, and it's still right there. So as long as we do that, we're fine. Otherwise, it's a fail and everything's on fire.
It is such a fail. It's unbelievable if we don't beat Rutgers. Honestly, this game, like MSU in the second half, reminded me of that South Park episode where the guys get in the league and they like are purposely trying to lose, like they're playing to lose so they don't have to keep playing. Like I don't even know if half the guys would want to make a bowl game. I know some do. I know Childs does, and a lot of the O-linemen, the seniors do. But I just think there's some guys who are just like, get me out of here. It's cold. It's cold. They make me show up on time. Like,
what the hell?
Coach is actually at practice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, they were up, 24-6, 24-7 at halftime. Really all it would have taken was one touchdown to really kind of just put things in cruise control.
Instead, they couldn't do shit in the second half.
Yeah. They got torn up by that tight end all night. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. It's but what I'll say is this: I'm glad that we have something to play for in the last week. I'm glad they have to earn it. I'm glad that by it I mean the bowl bid. It's not like they started off 6-0 and lost the last 6 games and are going to be limping into a bowl game. I mean, they're going to have to earn this. And we'll see if they can. I mean, I think that we'll learn a lot about this team. I think if a lot of the guys don't want to play in a bowl game, like you said, Nick, we will lose. And it'll be pretty obvious by the way that they play. But, Rutgers is no slouch. They've been kind of up and down. It looked like they were starting to get back on track, and then they lost to Illinois last week. But they're sitting at 6-5. So, a different Rutgers team than we've seen. They've got a new quarterback, but they've still got that running back, Manungai, who is a pain in the ass. Kaliak Manis, I think, is the quarterback. He's thrown for 2,300 yards. Manungai's rushed for 1,100.
Crazy names.
Yeah, yeah, true. Michigan.
Elvin Pelabanukis, Donovan Monungai. Monungai. Where's my Monungai? Here's
Yeah.
Monungai. You're a Monungai.
So a tough one for Michigan State. They are favored by 1.5 points. But Trav, any thoughts on Rutgers?
Yeah. The number one thing I had written down was that you got to stop Monungai. That dude runs like crazy. I mean, 1150 yards on the season, 12 touchdowns. He's run wild on us in games in the past. He last year, speaking of not finishing games like we wanted to, give up that lead. Obviously, we all know what happened. But that last drive to end the game, I think they had the ball for like 8 minutes, and he just ran right through our defense, ended the game on his own. And so that's something that obviously the guys that are on the team from last year are going to know about and are going to be prepared for. That's something that I'm sure Joe Rossi has seen from Monungai in the Big Ten. And it's something that's got to be at the forefront of what this defense is preparing for. I don't really know much about their passing game, but I did see that Kalakmanis, whatever the hell, I can't even freaking say his name anymore. Close enough. He has a decent touchdown to interception ratio, 16-6. He's got he's got a couple most of the games he's over 200 yards passing. He's got at least 2 or 3 that he's over 260 passing, I think. So it's not like it's not like they don't have anything. I mean, this was a Rutgers team that was supposed to be a sleeper in the Big Ten this year for a lot of people and possibly sneak into the top 25 and all that. And obviously that didn't happen, but there's talent on the team, obviously.
Yeah.
Their schedule is absurd.
Absolutely ridiculous how easy it is.
They missed Notre Dame's in the Big Ten. They missed Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, Michigan, Iowa.
Yep.
Indiana.
Yep. Yeah, they really had an easy schedule. I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And they're only 6-5.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm pretty sure they're like battered too. They're on like their 4th string tight end, which is great for us because oh my god, we don't know what to do with tight ends.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like,
when have we? When have we?
No healthy defensive backs besides Nakai Martinez. I mean, he is the
Ed Woods.
Ed Woods, yeah. For the start of the season, we have like 2 starters left in the defensive backfield. Somehow,
and then the entire second team is gone too.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing like Brinson, like true freshmen.
Yeah, we're out here playing true freshmen and walk-ons. Yeah, I mean it's really hard to feel good about this
3
one.
teams with a winning record this year, or 3 teams with at least 6 wins. No, 4.
Come on, you gotta beat them.
All the games they played against are against 4 and 7 teams, 6 and 5 teams, 5 and 6 teams. It's
they lost.
Well, so are we. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will see. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, it's going to be interesting if I think we'll know pretty quickly if the guys come out like they want to play in a bowl game. We've got as good a chance as any of winning this game. But if the guys don't want to be there and they don't want to play in the bowl game, like Nick says, one thing is going to go wrong, and you'll just see it start to unravel, and it'll be. So hopefully they get out to a lead, and then they can try and hang on for the entire game like they did versus Purdue.
Honestly, we're outscored in the second half and especially the third quarter.
Yeah,
I saw the
it's terrible. Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, which is great radio. But it's like 80 to like 12 or something absurd in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's just tough. I mean, it's like it would just be nice, like to just beat a team like even versus Iowa, like we didn't really score much in the second half, and that's a game that we all thought we played pretty well. But like we just barely held on to that one, like
Yeah, we felt really good about that one too.
yeah. At the time, it wasn't like a big concern, but now you see it and it's becoming a pattern, and it's like shit. Like, no, that makes that loss less impressive, or that win less impressive. But yeah, I mean, it's been tough sledding. But they got a chance to go out and earn a chance for a bowl game, which I think would be big for this team and the staff, if they can get it done. Regardless of where the recruiting is, that's all something we can worry about in the offseason. But I think the big thing for the staff and this team in year one was a bowl game, getting back on track. And we'll go from there. I mean, next year it'll be probably a pretty new team again. We'll have some familiar faces, but there's going to be a fair amount of turnover again, like we saw this year. Some of that's the nature of college football, and then some of that's the roster. But
we have a good core, I think.
I agree. It'll be important to hold on to the ones that we want. I think we'll probably do an episode where we kind of talk about the roster and how it will, how we think it will shape out, or how we project it to shape out as we get closer to that time of year. But
Yep.
I don't really have anything else on Rutgers. Do you guys? I mean,
No, it's just ultimate prize. Win, you get a Tuesday afternoon game in Detroit.
That's right.
How about that?
That's right.
Woo!
That's right. Oh, man. Fingers crossed.
We cannot miss a bowl 3 years in a row.
No, that's not good. But we got to win this one. And honestly, just a little payback from Rutgers for last year. I mean,
yeah, do it for Willie.
Seriously, a revenge game. One time. All right, I'm kind of moving along quickly here. It's going to be a bit of a quick episode. My in-laws actually just touched down, so they're on the way over. Is it Mr. This time?
Let's do it.
Is that what we're up to now? Okay. Incoming.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss the This.
All right. This week, so with Jace Richardson, I saw a tweet today that had him projected to go in the first round of the NBA draft.
Okay.
That seems
that's overreactionary, especially with his size and
that seems extremely
all that. Yeah.
But I wanted to say I'm going to do from 2001 to present every first round draft pick from MSU basketball, and I'll give you the years. I'll give you the years if you need them, but we'll go from most recent to least recent.
Okay, this will be interesting.
And you don't have to do them all in order, but just
okay. You just want me to list them off?
Yeah. So, do you want me to give you them, or do who you think is the most recent one, and then we can go from there.
I feel like it would be easier if you just I feel like it would make more sense if you just like throw them in question for
2018 first round pick.
2018.
There are two actually.
Yeah. Okay. That would be Bridges and Jackson.
Yep. Now this one gives it away if I say the year, but 2016 first round pick.
Denzel Valentine.
That's correct.
Yeah.
2014, 2 first round picks.
Adrian Payne.
Yep.
Gary Harris.
Yep. And then there was a large gap. 2006, we had 2.
2006.
Yeah.
Maurice Ager.
Yep.
It's one of 2. I think Shannon Brown.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And then there's another pretty big gap in the last 2 from 2001.
Jason Richardson.
Yep, the senior.
Zach Randolph?
You got them all.
Nice.
I wanted to not give the year because I thought you might maybe mix it up and say like Max Christie or like someone else may have gone first. Like maybe get one wrong, but hey, you clean sweep. Great work.
Yeah.
Clean sweep. Wow.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
I was pretty
round,
confident in that.
2000.
I was pretty confident in that when we put it out there. But what was
Bonus
that?
round 2000. Who are the two people?
Oh, 2000. Morris Peterson.
Yep.
2000. Oh, Mateen Cleaves
I was gonna say if you missed that
to
one,
the
that's-
Pistons. Yeah.
All right. Yep, that's all.
The kid, he was on that one. All right, into the picks.
It is week 14, by the way.
Yes, it is week 14.
Lazy again.
It's okay.
That
Nikki,
was our football team.
yes. Nikki with 9-6 performance last week. Me and Trav were definitely behind that.
Abysmal.
I believe
Yeah.
Trav was 4-11, and I was
Thought that was the other way around.
something like that. 4-11, and Travis was 5-9.
Either way, I've dug my grave and I'm burying myself in it by now.
So we'll have to. We got a couple weeks left, but we're running out of games at this point. So we will start. Memphis travels to number 17, Tulane. Tulane favored by 14.5.
I'll say Memphis keeps it close. So Memphis cover.
Fuck Memphis.
Oh, I'll try and get one from Nikki here. I'll go with Memphis too. Tulane's rolling.
That was my thought too. Try to
Hopefully keep it within a game or two, or keep it with a score or two. Okay, big in-state rivalry. Georgia Tech travels to number 7, Georgia. Georgia favored by 19.5.
I'm tempted, but I'm just going to go with Georgia. I'm very tempted.
You know, you don't get to first place in the picks betting against Georgia. So I'm gonna go
Yep, I'm going to side with the Bulldogs too. I think this is the time of year where they're probably going to close this one out pretty handily. Okay, another in-state rivalry here. 15th ranked South Carolina traveling to Clemson, who is ranked 12th. Clemson favored by 2.5.
Let me take the Gamecocks.
Let's cock it up.
I'll go with Clemson. I was going to cock it up, but I'll go with Clemson. All right. 23rd ranked Illinois heads on the road as 7.5-point favorites going to Northwestern.
Illinois very much annoys me after what they did to us, but I can't pick Northwestern in that one. So, Illinois.
Yeah, Northwestern. Yeesh. I'm gonna have to go with Illinois.
I am going to have to side with Illinois as well. Okay, number 5 ranked Notre Dame, 7.5-point favorites at USC. Kind of a not a great way to end the season here in this one. I wish USC was a little better, but Notre Dame minus 7.5 at USC.
Yeah, Irish.
You know what? Trojans. They're off the hate list. They've done their time. I'll give it to them.
What the hell?
I will go with Notre Dame as well. They look like they're playing good football. All right, number 9 SMU minus 13.5 at Cal.
Pony up, baby.
Yeah, SMU.
I'll take Cal to cover this one. We'll see what
You
happens.
son of a bitch.
I think SMU wins, but hopefully Cal can, keep it close. Okay, the Iron Bowl, Auburn at Alabama. Alabama 13th ranked, coming off a tough loss last week at Oklahoma or to Oklahoma. Alabama favored by 11.5.
Again, I'm tempted, and I can see it being close, but I'm going to take Bama.
You know what? Maybe Peyton Thorne's got one last one in him. I'm going to go Auburn. War Eagle.
This is a tough one. Alabama, I think, is the better team. Certainly not their best team they've had, but this is a must-win for them. I'm going to go with Alabama to take care of business. Okay, Arizona State, 16th ranked, travels to Arizona. Arizona State favored by 8.5.
I feel like I'm picking too many favorites, but I'm going to go Arizona State in that one. They're on a roll. Got plenty to play for. Playoff spot, possibly.
Yep. Nicholas. Is he frozen?
It appears so.
All right. We will circle back to Nikki on that one.
You got to forfeit first place now.
I'm going to take Arizona State as well for the reasons you said, Trav. Lots to play for. They're rolling. We'll come back to Nikki in a bit. Texas, number 3 ranked Texas renews their rivalry with Texas A&M, 20th ranked. This game will be at Kyle Field in College Station. It's favored by 5.5 in this one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I've covered both these teams this year, and I go back and forth. I'm going to go Texas. I think they got a little too much.
Yeah, I think Texas too. I think it was a tough loss for A&M last week. It'll be interesting to see how they come out in this one, but I know it's at Kyle Field, which is a tough place to play, but I think Texas has got enough to play for. Both these teams probably want to win.
Yeah,
Nikki,
it's a play-in for the SEC championship.
Yeah, so big
Did I
game.
miss?
Nikki, we need you. Arizona State -8.5 at Arizona.
Oh, hey, I mean, maybe San Leavitt's got one more in them. Arizona State. Honestly, how are they not in the playoffs?
Yeah,
They will be if they win the conference. But
yeah, this one will
Yeah,
be.
like they're really underrated.
yeah, dude, they were picked to finish last in the conference in the preseason.
Wow.
They were my dark horse to win. So just,
Are they the Big 12's last hope?
I think so.
I mean, I
Hold
think
on.
the Big 12 champion gets in no matter what, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they're
okay.
like in the G5 spot, which is funny.
Yeah.
Nikki, Texas -5.5 at Texas A&M.
This is a tough one. I feel like A&M might be kind of deflated, so I'll go Texas.
Yep, we were thinking the same thing. Okay, all caught up now. 24 Kansas State at 18 Iowa State. Iowa State's favored by 2.5.
I've taken too many favorites, so I'm going to go Kansas State.
This is a classic who cares game. I'm going to go Iowa State.
Okay, I am going to go. I'll take Kansas State as well. All right, another who cares game. Minnesota at Wisconsin. Wisconsin -2.
Oh, totally. Who cares? I'll go Minnesota. After that performance against Penn State, yeah.
Wisconsin like really sucks. They're kind of like us. They're horrible. I guess I gotta go Minnesota.
I will go Wisconsin at home. Okay, another who cares game. Nebraska at Iowa. Iowa favored by 6.
I'll go Iowa. Sure.
I feel like I'm picking
darts at the board. Yeah.
So I'll go Nebraska.
I am going to go with Nebraska as well. Okay. Michigan at number 2, Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 21.
This is the ultimate who cares game.
God, it feels so good to hear that. I will take the Buckeyes.
Ryan Day is such a pussy. I have to choose Michigan. I don't know if they'll win, but they're going to cover.
I think 21's too much. I'm going to pick the Buckeyes. I hope they just lay it on them. That's picking with the heart. I think that
absolutely. That's what you got to do with that one.
Yep.
But Ryan Day is just like when he
I
sees
know.
Michigan, like it's like when he sees MSU, he wants to kill. When he sees
Yeah.
Michigan, he just gets so scared.
Yep,
It's
I
the other way
agree.
around.
I agree. It's a little, yeah. I think this one means a lot to him. I think that if they get the chance, they're going to run it up. So hopefully avoid a backdoor cover situation. But all right, big one for us Lions fans. Bears at Lions. Lions are -10.
That one's got me tempted to take the Bears, but no, we're on a roll. Go Lions.
I've been telling you guys my policy for this game for the past few weeks. This is a classic game the Bears win. And Caleb's going to get roughed up in the first quarter, and Tyson Baggett's going to like just torch us for like 400 yards. And it's going to be like, it's going to be us giving back to the community for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I think the Lions will win. They have not played great on Thanksgiving. I'm going to take the Bears to cover.
Yeah. We're on a losing streak on Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah.
Like 15 years.
We're a little banged up. Okay. Obviously, the game of the week, the granddaddy of them all. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights travel to East Lansing, Michigan to take on the team that's known to all, the green and white, on the banks of the Red Cedar, the Michigan State Spartans. Spartans favored by 1.5. Travis, I'll start with you.
Yeah, he talked about picking with the heart a couple minutes ago. It's exactly where I'm going here. I want a bowl game. Spartans 24, Scarlet Knights 20, CN Detroit December 26th. I believe that's the right date.
Man, I really like earlier in the day I was thinking to myself, maybe we do win, but like, man, we suck. I'm gonna go like
I see that side of it too.
I'm gonna go like 27-24. Spartans are up 24-17 at one point, and we just lose. Like, I'm
hard to argue with that one.
Yeah, it is.
I think this one's gonna be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Ugliness is I don't know, man. I could see Monungai just going crazy. I will go Spartans 23, Rutgers 19. Michigan State wins, but barely in an ugly one. And that is picking with the hearts as well.
You know what they say? One Monungai, two Monungai, three Monungai, four. Three Monungai, two Monungai, one Monungai.
That's what they say.
Monungai no more.
That's what they say. I've heard that myself. All right, that will do it. Apologies for the quick episode, but I think a lot of us are drained. I'm just beat down by this program. We'll have more next week. Hopefully, we'll be talking about a bowl bid for Michigan State, and hopefully a win or two for the basketball team. But for Nikki and Trav, Willie signing off here. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe, of course. If you're into the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and of course, always check out the College Huddle. But for that, go green.
Go white.